Hello, everybody, and welcome into Inside Cornerstone, your weekly look at everything going on at Cornerstone First Global Methodist Church here in Alexander City, Alabama. Happy New Year to everybody out there. My name's Brett Pritchard. This is Billy Coleman, the pastor at Cornerstone. And, Coach, good to see you in 2024 now. Here we are.
Oh, man, time flies when you're having fun.
Feels like yesterday we were talking about how busy the schedule was for December.
Hey, I read a book when I was in college, I think, about the future. The title, 1984.
There you go. That's not the future.
George Orwell.
That's right. Hey, that's eerie. That book's got a lot of eerie.
We're there.
We're right now. We're in the middle of it. So,
Big Brother's watching, so we got to be careful.
Well, he was on top of stuff, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And so he wrote about 1984.
Yeah.
That book was written when? In 1930
or 40 or I think
it was in the 40s.
It was early book, yeah.
So, man,
and then you got the 2001 Space Odyssey movie, and that makes me want to get a stick and just get out there in the yard and start hitting things. You know that part of the movie?
Exactly.
Have you ever seen that movie? I know I'm talking way over your
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. No, you're not. I've seen that movie. I know what you're talking about.
I mean,
I'd be a little concerned if I drove by your house and you were out there doing that.
You know that ape hits another monkey, and that monkey goes, "What?" And then he became the king because he figured out what a club was.
That's right. Dominance. Nothing has taken that substitute anywhere in life.
We've taken that and ran with it.
I was going to say, that is still going on today. Dominance and selection out there. The strong survive, but we've survived. Obviously.
Well, I don't know. You know, our good friend in there was showing my picture a while ago, and I made a remark that looks like a advertisement for probably a morgue. I don't think I use that particular phrase.
Harsh on yourself.
Well, it's 2024. It's time to get harsh.
Just now, time to get harsh. Anyway, we're glad everybody's joined us.
We sure are.
And looking forward to a great 2024. It's been a great reflection. I thought we'd reflect today. You know, we do that on our sports program, and a lot. We kind of look back and see what the what the previous year was and what we want to do better.
Sounds great.
What we like that we did, what that we're proud of, and kind of in kind of our vision moving into the future. Not 1984, but looking into the future.
I've got some thoughts, and maybe before the show's over, I can talk about our midnight service that we had.
I want to know. I want to know right now how many showed up for that.
I figured that would be your first question.
Right.
You know, I think we had around 37.
Nice.
I was very like everything that we do is always goes over the top. I mean, it always beats what you think it's going to do.
Right.
And it was great. You know, I'm going to tell you what, we're going to do it next year.
Well, of course.
It was.
Well, you got to build on top of it.
It was very meaningful to me, and I think to everybody.
I know in the service on Sunday morning, you kind of kidded. You said,
"See you at midnight."
You said, "See you at midnight." Said, I'll understand if I'm the only one there. So, but you obviously were not. And
no.
Yeah, I want to go back and let's go all the way back to the beginning. We won't talk about December. Obviously, we want to talk a lot about that.
Sure.
What we had, because we had a bunch of stuff going on, and
we did.
Again, my voice isn't the strongest. I did a little bit too much hollering at the TV screen
in a negative way. I'm going to think possibly in a negative way.
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. But Auburn, I still wear my shirt. But anyway, it was a little disappointing. But anyway, want to go back. It's been a big year for our church because it's the first year of our church, Coach. Yeah. And I think people, and I think you just said something that really kind of hits home. We have exceeded expectations on almost everything we've done to this point. And you know, you're right. You may have something set in your mind of this, and then it becomes this. And, you know, that just speaks a lot about the people in the church.
God has been super good to us. We've tried to keep our focus on Him and lift up Christ in everything that we do. And the first step to going in a different direction would be to pat ourselves on the back and say, look at us.
Right.
So as long as we look at God, He's done some really fantastic things, and we have a lot to be thankful for, no doubt.
We do. Let's go back to the beginning, the inception.
Sure.
We went through. Let's be honest. It was uncertain times.
Yes.
For everybody involved, and I'm talking about the split, and and again the separation, and everybody had to come together and agree to the point where we got to that point, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there was a lot of discernment and a lot of conversations and a lot of meetings and a lot of things that had to go on, because the United Methodist Church was going through a time like they've never gone through before. And we knew this day was coming.
Oh, there's no doubt
and
there.
and it had been kind of brewing for a couple of years.
Maybe
You know,
30.
really the decision everybody thought would be made at conference in 2020, but guess what happened in 2020? COVID hit.
Right.
So it kind of delayed everything, but I think our community in Alexander City took the bull by the horns, and everybody came together, those that decided to stay United Methodist and those that decided they wanted to go global, came together in a very, cordial,
Cooperative
way
Right.
to get the business done of both churches, so we could move forward. And we kind of were ahead of the game, and we kind of set the standard and the benchmark for other churches to follow.
That was a blessing, no doubt about it. You've got churches all over the country actually going through the disaffiliation process, and then they have to turn around and buy their property,
Right.
from the church. And we never went through that. We decided on our own to take, because we had
2 campuses.
Yeah, we had 2 campuses, and we decided that one would go one way and one would go the other.
It just really worked out good for
It
everybody
did. We were
involved.
very blessed. That's right.
Right. And I know the Trinity campus and everybody that decided to go that direction, they were happy with the decision. And
Yeah.
and again, we all live in this community together. We all worship the same God, and we all pull for each other. I really sincerely mean that. At the end of the day, we want everybody to be successful, and we want everybody to spread the word of God. So that's really it in a nutshell at the end of the day.
It helped us get off to a very productive start, I think. There's been challenges, of course.
Oh, yeah.
There will continue to be challenges. The road that's being traveled right now it's a long road. And, this, I remember attending conference, Brett, when I was a teenager, and I would go to conference. The issue that became, and I think we make a mistake if we think this one issue was actually, this is a symptom of the whole culture in a lot of different areas, but the exact issue that brought about the visibility of the situation was brought up when I was 17 years old. Now, one person brought it up maybe, and everybody just listened for a couple of minutes and then just went on. But over time, that changed, and it changed with the culture and the society until it became an issue that, at least from a visual standpoint, was the crux of what the problem was. It really was one of a whole dynamic of thinking that caused the actual split, and it's going on all over this country. It's happened in
Right.
other denominations,
Right.
and it was the United Methodist Church's time to address it, and they're still addressing it, and it's not over.
Right. It's
You know?
it's not finished. And
No,
but so again, we went into 2023 with a lot of uncertainty and a
Absolutely.
lot of to be frank, people were nervous. Everybody.
Oh,
And
yes.
again, the change was so big that nobody could really wrap their minds in their heart. But it took months of coming together and working through the process to get where we were. So we're going to continue that discussion when we come back from break and a lot of other things. So we're going to recap 2023, the first year of Cornerstone, First Global Methodist Church here in Alexander City.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
Hey everybody, I'm Brett.
Billy?
And I'm Matt.
And we want you to join us each week for Inside Cornerstone. Coach, Matt, excited to have this show on every single day throughout the week leading up to Sunday.
Jesus Christ is going to be glorified in everything we do. You won't just be listening to messages. You're going to be hearing about things going on at our church.
And make sure you join us at our worship services 9 and 11 o'clock.
Join us each week right here on Inside Cornerstone on WAXC TV.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone here. And, Coach, looking back on 2023, now that we're here in 2024, and we're excited about the direction of our church, and so much to be thankful for in this past year, but a lot of indecisions and a lot of, I guess, things that were unknown going into the to the split and the separation, like we were talking about, but. Then we get through all of that, and we decide, that we're going to go in two different directions. And the first service, the unified service that we had, well, I'll always remember that service. And
I remember it well.
Such a, that step, taking that first step, and is always tough in life with anything. But just to look around and see a full sanctuary and see the momentum of what we were going to take into 2023.
People were genuinely excited.
They were.
And they were motivated. And, you know, it's amazing the willpower. Of course, God drives this ship.
Right.
But the human willpower is a powerful thing. We see that through sports, sometimes for the good and sometimes for the not so
Right.
good. But people were excited, they were inspired, and they were really, and it's still there. Something amazes me is that feeling is still there. The last 2 Sundays, we've had combined services, and from what I'm told, and you would know this better than I, there was kind of a Green Street and Arbor. It was almost like 2 churches, and there wasn't a ton of, of having joint services together.
Of
But a unification now there is, and it just we had new families join in each of the 2 joint services that we just had,
Right.
and the people are so excited, and I mean they're all, when they see somebody join the church, we've gone over 100 now. New members in the church, and that influx of new people and personalities, and the Sylacauga story, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's and the people in the church have welcomed
Right.
them.
I'm gonna ask you an old school question.
No egos.
And this is coming out of left field, but
I like old school now.
so we're a new church.
Why would you ask me an old school question?
Okay, I got a new school question.
I love old school
You want a
too.
new school question too? I can throw one of those.
Not
out.
really.
We won't talk about NIL. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're a new church. You're right. We've got a lot of new members that have joined. Is there any discussion or talk of? And again, the reason I say old school, because this is an old school way of thinking. Are we going to put a church directory together?
Yes, that has been talked
Okay,
about.
all right, okay.
That has been. I think the logic behind that was we need to do that, but my goodness, it's going to be outdated within 2 weeks.
Right,
And so let's give it a little more time and see where we are. Not that we want to level off.
No,
but
no.
give it a little bit more time before we do it. But I have heard that discussed.
Well, that
Yes.
kind of leads me into my next point.
We need it.
And
for sure.
the reason I brought that up is trying to figure out where you decide that you want to stop and start the process of putting that together. Like you said, you don't want to level off.
No.
But you look at it from a standpoint of how much this church has grown and continues to grow. You'll have to at just some point go,
Yeah.
all right, we're going to do this. And, we'll do another one in a year or two. But
Yeah, you would get such a laugh at my desk. I've got this pile of papers over here, and they're little strips of paper. After every service, I write down visitors and their phone numbers.
Right.
And sometimes I'll say, I need to call. Let me get that list. I'll start going through this list trying to find that phone number.
Right.
I've got phone numbers in my truck, and not as much in my brain as I wished I did. But yes, we do. We do. We had our first charge conference, and we influxed all of our committees, I think, with the new membership. And we also have a lot of ministries that and they've gotten involved with those things. We started Cornerstone Women, and Cornerstone Women, I mean, that's a big, large ministry now, and it didn't take long for that to happen. But it's just neat to see all I got to say a football coach thing. Nothing beats unity.
No.
Nothing. In your country, nothing beats unity. On a football team, nothing beats unity. And in
You're
the
pretty
church,
hard to stop when everybody's pulling in the same direction.
and with Christ as the magnet that brings everybody on to the same page and puts the same focus out in front, I mean, it's powerful.
I'm not meaning to do this, but how my brain operates a lot of times. We generate topics throughout the show.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to jump the gun on something. I might want to save it to the end of the show, but I'm going to throw it out there now.
And everybody, I guess they know by watching, we don't predetermine much in this show.
We don't. Well, we know what we're going to talk about as far as the current stuff, but we bring up some new things, but I want your opinion, and you don't have to answer right now if you can't. You can take a few segments to think about it. What are you?
This is gonna be a tough one now. Kane, are you editing this?
But you may be able to roll this right off your tongue. What are you the most proud of in 2023 with this church? Now, if you want to think,
I can
about
answer
it,
that question.
I figured you probably could.
I think the thing that I am the most excited about is the focus on Christ. The when you stand up and you're speaking to everybody, I mean, I've been speaking for over 50 years in about every venue and tons of churches and stuff like that. All of them are unique opportunities to serve Christ. But when you look out there and you see the congregations of the Arbor and Green Street and the intentness as they listen, and you're not, I mean, maybe not overwhelmed, you're so inspired. I used to could look out at a group of kids before we go out to play, and I mean, they're just sitting there, and you know that what you're saying is going right into their heart. They're there. They're with you, and it's a bigger thing. The thing that pulls everybody together, it's not the coach. It's not the preacher. That is what makes, that's the thing I'm most excited about, is Christ. And afterwards, hey, I really...
but the similarities are there, Coach. Like, you coached in high school for a long time. And
absolutely, I know where you're going. Yeah.
You got to... But it's not about the coach. It's not about the preacher. It's about the message. It's about you. But you
it's not the messenger. It's the message. Good job, man.
You look out into the audience or the congregation or the team, and you see somebody looking up at you, just yearning for that message and soaking whatever it is that's coming out of your mouth.
My goodness, yes, that's right.
So that's got to be rewarding.
I can't really even describe it. And okay, let's go. Everybody would probably like to go here just for a second. I am a former coach. Have you ever seen a team play like they're flat? Have you ever seen that before?
I've seen it a lot this year.
Have you ever seen that same team possibly? Well, I'm not trying to
cover my logo. No, yes.
But have you ever seen that same team go out there and play so inspired and so enthusiastic and so unified that you just look there and you say, "What? How did that happen? I mean, how did this happen?" And I'm telling you, as a coach, every Sunday, that focus is right on Christ. And I can't put into words how exciting that is.
And here we are, two big sports guys.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna add to that, and not being funny, but I'm gonna use Auburn as an example. And Auburn is a great example of what you just said. How can you go out there against one opponent and look totally disengaged and discombobulated, and maybe an inferior opponent, and then you go out against a team you're not supposed to beat, and play them to the nth, maybe get a win, maybe not, maybe fall short, but go, where did that come from? How did that happen? It's the same focus for us on Sundays, right? Like, don't you show up some Sundays? I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about all of us. There's some Sundays you show up maybe more motivated and more ready to get after it than others. You show up on fire for God, ready to worship, and in another Sunday, it may have just been a struggle to get there. And you sit there and you just are a body sitting in a chair. It's the same thing.
It really is, Brett.
I mean, it really is. I didn't think about using an analogy, and I hate to have to use Auburn because that's what we go through. We go from one week to the next not knowing what we're going to get. But that effort, it takes a lot to put that effort out every single time you show up.
Would you like we can talk about this next
Yeah,
segment.
we can come
but
back and talk about
would
it.
Here's a thought before we go to the next segment on how you define that.
I'd love to hear about
Here's
that.
what I
Yeah,
believe
I
with
wanna
all my
hear.
heart. You have a choice. You can focus on your opponent, or you can focus on the standard. As a coach, you set a standard. When I went to Brewer High School, they lost 38 games in a row. Okay? I mean, we won some games. But there was a reason they lost 38 games in a row. They were playing
Their mindset
a
was not
who's
there.
who
Their
of
mi-
football.
Well, but their mindset was.
So the standard was this. We're going to go out there. You only play 10 games, you
That's
know.
it.
We're going to go out there, and we're going to give 100% till the final whistle blows, and it has nothing to do with the score. People are going to think we're nuts because we're going to be out there playing just as hard and focused at down 40 as we would be if we were up in the game. You buy into the standard, and the standard in this show and what we talk about every week, the standard is Jesus Christ. We have an easy standard. All we got to do is look at him, what he stands for, what he tells us, the commandments, and that's the difference. It's the standard, that you have to buy into. And then whoever you're playing,
it's really not about. Okay,
you're playing against yourself.
Right. Well, I'm
who
going
you're
to
playing.
add some more to that when we come back. Stay
This
tuned.
is fun.
Yeah, more to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. A couple segments left. My take on what you just said.
You get me excited here now, I'm telling
you. I don't get you too excited. You picked the cross up and thrown it.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Or hit your head on it. Or,
Yeah, I've done that before.
You kind of prepare in life we go through life with support systems, but really you're the keeper of your own domain. Well, I'm not going to be able to go to heaven for you and vice versa.
That's right.
And, we can dummy this down to examples like we're talking about here, but at the end of the day, whether you're preparing for a test in school, it's not about what your buddy did or somebody else in the class. You're not going to be graded on what they did. You're going to be graded on what you did. You're going to be graded on your preparation and your amount of effort that you put into it. The same on a football field. The guy next to you, you can't block for that guy. But you got to do what you've got to do. If you let the team down by not doing what you've got to do, then you fail the whole team. And so you can put this in a lot of different perspectives, but you're right on to something with your faith and what you put into it and how much you pour into it. You show up for church, you get out of church what you put into it. When I used to recruit for Central Alabama Community College, and I told seniors about going to college, and I told them about what to expect and what to get involved with. And the one thing I always used to tell them is, you'll get out of college what you put into it. If you choose to,
That's how you become a good student.
right.
Right.
But your college experience is more than just going to class.
Definitely.
If you just
I
go
hear
to
that.
class and get in your car and go back to your apartment or go back home, then that's what your college experience will be. But if you choose to go out and join a club or an organization or be involved in something, that'll be your college experience, and you'll have a bigger story to tell, and you'll meet more people, and you'll have influence on more people, and other people will have influence on you when you become more involved and engaged.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jesus talked about we're all part of the body. And, hey, I'm just thankful to be a little toe. I mean, some of us are little toes, some of us are head, and Jesus says that. Some are the hands, some are the feet, but we're all part of one body, and every part of that team, that kid that's busting his rear end to make those starters better is just as important on that team as the kid that scores the touchdowns. The offensive lineman is just as important as the receiver that catches the great passes for touchdowns. We're all part of the team. That's the church. We're all part of a team, and God has given us responsibility in all areas, but we keep the standard. Oh, yeah. Forgot to mention them. We got us a playbook too, by the way.
You do?
The Bible is the playbook, and it tells you the way that you can improve yourself as a follower of Christ by being obedient to His Word. And a lot of people will say, I like to hear stuff that's based on the Scripture.
Right.
And you don't have to read the Scripture for 30 minutes. You can take the Scripture and use it to support a principle in your life that makes a difference. It's wonderful being a coach and being a pastor of Cornerstone.
Well, they interconnect so well.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, there's such a natural intertwinedness between both.
That's why the Fellowship of Christian Athletes is such a great organization.
So strong.
Yeah.
All right, so 2023, we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
You look back on 23, but I want to head into 24 now.
Sure. Yes, sir.
And I want to talk. We still want to talk about things that were accomplished in 23, but we're talking now more of an individual. What do you do with your time and your efforts and your preparation on Sundays or anything you do in life? New Year's rolls around. What's the one thing you hear people say? I'm gonna do this better. I'm gonna go to the gym. Or I'm gonna eat healthier, or I'm going to do this. I'm gonna make more time for this, and that lasts for a lot of people about a week, and you go back into your old. You get drawn back in like a magnetic force into your old habits and it's tough to change your lifestyle. It's tough to take a step. I took a step this past year. I retired from a job, and I don't feel old. Now, I look old, but I don't feel old in my mid-40s from a job I worked for almost 27 years when you add all my time up. That was a big step for me because I'd been in that career for that long, And it's hard for a lot of people. It was hard for me to take a step and venture out into new frontiers with a job. I obviously, you know this, I didn't go home and sit on my back porch. I still want to work for 20 years. I still want to give back. I want to be involved. There's a lot that I feel like I got left in the tank.
Yes, sir.
You know, to do. But resolutions and things that people make, it's so hard to break away from old habits.
Right.
So
I got a comment.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. You ever heard of them?
I do. Know exactly.
Kane, what about it? You heard of Gary Puckett? No, you've never heard of them?
Hey.
Well, they sang a song back in the
Young
day.
Girl, Get Up.
Oh, Young Girl's
All
a
right,
great
so
song.
I do know. So you know what I'm doing.
Well, here's one of their songs, and as you can tell, I'm somewhat of a fan. Don't make promises you can't keep.
There you go.
That was one of their songs. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't think of anything that gets me more fired up than to say this.
Is that a failure to yourself when you do that?
I believe so. And here's what I believe. Why is it that go in there and try to buy a car and say, hey, I'm going to pay for it, man. Let's shake on it. Get out of here, son. You got to sign 5,000 pieces of paper saying you promised to do this and
Holding
that.
you responsible.
Well, you know why that's true? Because we don't keep our promises.
That's true.
Look at, we've made a lot of promises and we don't keep. This is the most profound thing. This is such a good thing. 2024 does not need to be about our promises. 2024 needs to be about God's promises to us. Here's the difference. God doesn't break his promises. The things that he says in his word are promises that you can count on. He's not going to let us down, so we can't focus on our promises. Let's focus on his promises, because that's what really changes our life.
And I think you have to come to grips with yourself, and that's the part of looking back on a previous year and setting goals and things for yourself, and see you gotta embrace your failures. You have to embrace where you fell short to get better, to grow.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in that.
Sure.
If you're unwilling to focus and on what you didn't do well, then in my mind you can't ever get better, because
That's
you're
right.
not willing to accept what you didn't accomplish.
That's right.
So
That's right.
again, with the church and anything in life, the immediate part of the first of the year should be a time of reflection,
Of course.
because you're heading into
Right.
a whole new opportunity. It's a
right.
turning of a
Yeah.
page.
And over and over and over again, a million times over, people's lives that were tremendous failures became great stories when they allowed God's promises, they allowed God and Christ to come into their life.
Right.
And then you've got the guy from the Cross and the Switchblade, the Nicky Cruz, who was a gang leader in New York City, the most ruthless one you've ever seen in your life. And through David Wilkerson's ministry there in New York, accepted Christ. Well, what happened to his life? He became the #1 speaker to young people in this country for Christ.
Right.
And he's one of those that was a miserable failure as a result of his choices. But when Christ got involved, he got a do-over.
See, that to me, that should be the most powerful example that a human really can't change another human's life.
Right.
You can't take, you and I could not walk up to a ruthless gangster and tell him he needs to follow Jesus Christ and him look at us and go, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
We can't do that. He has to have an internal, complete metamorphosis change.
It comes from inside.
Right.
Right.
So going back to what we've talked about here, when you make a resolution, when you make a promise to yourself, it should be to yourself, and you should be disappointed when you don't follow through with it, because who are you trying to impress? When you do that, when you make that resolution, you're making a commitment to do something better. So when you promise God, I'm gonna do this better this year. I'm gonna read the Bible more, or I'm gonna give more. of my time, or I'm going to join, and you don't follow through with that, you've only let down yourself and God.
God's got a promise in his playbook that says, I have a plan for your life to prosper you. Not as the world prospers, I'm sure, but to prosper you. I have a plan for you. And that's what it's all about, is following the plan that he has already laid out there for us.
It's been good stuff. We're going to take a break.
I'm having a great time.
Take a break, and we'll come back. We got one more segment coming up right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. Again, first show of 2024, and so excited that you've joined us. And again, looking forward to a great new year. We started this show about mid-year in 2023, and it's been a lot of fun. Again, I'll say this. I've been a long-time sports guy for 20-plus years, and when I was asked to do this, it was a step for me. Because, sure. I mean, you know,
Me too.
Never thought about hosting a church-type show.
Yeah, right.
But I jumped at it. It was a great opportunity for me personally, and I've enjoyed every second of it. And looking forward to 2024, and we hope all of you have enjoyed it to this point. We're going to have some new ideas going into 2024 and some things that we want to do with this program, but this whole show was started to give you insight into what we're doing here in Alexander City, Alabama, with our church. And
it's been a real pleasure working with you,
Same here.
Brett. I
Same here,
mean, you know,
Coach.
we're good friends, and we have a blast. I mean,
We do. We have a good
there's a
time.
lot of funny stuff, really great stuff that happens when we're off the
A lot
air.
of bloopers we could throw out
Hey,
there.
oh, good night. Yes, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a blessing, and we just, you know, we cut up and have fun, but we pray that God's been glorified. That's all that matters.
And we got so much to be thankful for.
We
and,
do, yeah.
You know, praise to Him, and you know, again, just got through a great holiday season, and our church was on. You can look at our bulletin. Our church is on fire. It's alive, and you look at the month of December and all the things that we had going on. I want to do a quick recap.
I don't think I can remember.
It's a lot, you know, from the dinner performance to the family gathering with the Advent
Choir
wreath.
cantata.
Yeah, the cantata.
Yeah.
I mean, the joint service, the candlelight service, the come and go communion. Just so much to be thankful for. And, you know, in the midst of all that, going back into 2023, we started our Wednesday night dinner back. And that's been such a blessing for so many people. And, you know, thanks to the generals that provide the meal. And,
Man, yes.
you know, thanks to the sponsors of this show
Thank
that
you. Yes.
help provide the funds to go toward that and to help put this show on the air. We couldn't do it without our great sponsors.
I'm gonna go be seeing them this week,
You're gonna be
Brett.
seeing them
I am.
personally.
I personally, and I'll make sure I thank them for their support.
There you go. Well,
we really do
Well,
appreciate it.
we do appreciate them. And, you know, again, we kind of take things for granted sometimes. It's human nature, but
Sure.
A lot that has to go on to even have this opportunity to come to you every week. And, you know, our youth building, I'm going to say that probably the most rewarding thing for me, I asked you what you thought was the best for you, the thing you, I guess, were the most excited about in 2023. The youth building for me, to watch that thing literally, like, I think somebody took a box and opened the box and it just popped out because it came up that fast. And I know we've talked about our youth building a lot on this show over the last several months, but it really is a blessing for our kids that, and so many of our programs and so many of the things that we do at our church are youth centered. So why not have a building for them to come together and grow in their faith? And, you know, we've got great leadership in David Hand there. You know, we've got great leadership with Glenda, with the younger kids. We, you know, and it starts there. A dedication in leadership. Everything we talk about, and most everything we talk about on our show in sports and in here revolves back to leadership. And who do you have leading you, and who do you have, you know, in control 99.9% of the time? If it's well run, it's because you got strong leadership. If it's not well run, you don't have strong leadership. It's really that simple.
It is that simple. And we've got wonderful people trying to lead those. And let's talk about the youth center just for a minute.
Let's do it.
They're doing a lot of inside work. The youth were going to have a little thing,
Right.
And then join us. But, you know, when you're up there painting the ceiling and doing the final touches of it, and then you've got a multitude of stuff over in the arbor that has to be moved in there. I think the month of January is probably going to be the young people and David Hand bringing all that stuff. I mean, there's pool tables and ping pong tables and all kind of stuff to bring in there. And so I really think that you're going to see the youth center up and running with all its stuff in there and ready to go probably at the very beginning of February.
Well, I just know a lot.
Slightly before a year.
Yeah, there you go.
Isn't that something?
That's amazing.
That's no accident, is it?
No, it's not. It's amazing. And we kid about it, but we were, you know, the guys that worked on that building were blessed with great weather. We just didn't have a lot of rain and a lot of things that threw them behind schedule. And, you know, and again, it did come up overnight, and they're putting all the finishing touches on everything. But, man, what a great opportunity for our youth. And again, this show is an outreach show. It's meant to let you know out there, if you're not a member of the show, that, you know, we'd love to have you at our church. And if you're looking for a church home, or, you know, you have younger kids, or you have, you know, middle-aged kids that are, you know, in high school or in middle school or about to head to college, you know, we have a home for you. We've got a strong program, and, you know, we would love for them to come and be part of that. And, you know, with our youth program, we have a lot of youth that come that aren't members of our church, that they're invited by members of our church or by youth, and, you know, they bring their friends, and maybe that leads their family to coming to church there, because I know that's a big deal. A lot of times, you know, moms and dads want to put their kids in an environment where they want to learn and where they can grow and where they're going to be around good people. And I think we definitely offer that.
And we'll put it out there for everybody to hear. The first thing we want people to do, wherever they go to church, if that's where they feel led on going, that's what we want. I had a couple just this past week and said, you know, we're really, I think we're going to start coming, you know, to Cornerstone. And I said, well, we're going to welcome you with open arms, and we'd love to have you. But the number one thing is that you find a church that you feel led to go to.
Right.
And if it's not Cornerstone, we're 100% behind your decision, and we're going to always be that way. But we do have a lot of kids that come that, you know, parents maybe don't attend. We've got some great young people now, I'm telling you. When I'm out there speaking about that intent look, it's in those teenagers' eyes,
big
too.
time in those teenagers' eyes.
There's little 7 and 8 year olds that the parents will come up and say, you know, Johnny was talking to us about your sermon. I said, your husband? Said, oh, no, my 6-year-old. I mean, and man, there's nothing gets me more fired up to know that those kids are out there trying to take in what we're talking about. And we do have, you got to have stuff for the young people. And we're committed. We're committed to that.
Life for your church. I mean, there's everybody in the church is important. There's no question.
And that needs to fit into our plans for 2024.
Right.
Our goals, you know.
No doubt.
Sure,
well, that's the thing I wanted to end with. You know, again, I think you sell yourself short personally, but I think as an organization, and I'm using that term loosely. I'm not saying the church. I'm thinking anything out there in the free world. You sell your whatever you're affiliated with and yourself personally if you don't set goals going into.
Oh yeah.
You know, you've got to have something to work for,
right,
or work toward,
right,
and achieve. And you know, so just kind of briefly before we get out here in our first show of 2024, Coach, what are some of the goals of Cornerstone?
Well, I think for one thing we need to think about, it's nice to talk about, oh man, we're so excited about our crowds and our youth center and all that kind of stuff. But let's clear the air on this. To use a common Southern phrase, we ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what we're striving for is, I think, something that goes on for all of our life, to continue to give our whole self to Christ. You know, if we're giving 90%, we need to be at 91. And you know, the day I have to internalize this just for me. The day that I get up and I'm less excited to get up than I was the Sunday before, then I've got myself a problem. My goal should be never less, always seeking to be more committed and more dedicated and more excited. And I can truthfully say, when I get up there at the Arbor and Green Street, but you know, at Green Street, we're a little more formal.
Right.
I mean, I'm not jumping off stages and stuff like that at the Green Street
see you jump with
service.
that robe on.
Everybody's telling me I got to quit jumping. Well, okay, that's not even important. What I'm trying to say is, when I get up there, I'm excited. I'm pumped up. It's game day. I mean, you know, and to be less than that, it's got to be a push and a commitment to give more. We're not there yet.
Sure, you know, I'll say this, and I've said this in our Sunday school class a bunch. You know, there's mornings you wake up and you know, you may say, you know, I I need an extra hour. I need a few hours of sleep. I'm going to sit this one out. You know, and again, maybe this is not a good analogy, but when you work and you have a job, is waking up one morning and going to work an option? No, it's not. You have to go to your job because you have to be held accountable and you have to have a living. So you hold yourself accountable because you want a paycheck. That paycheck holds you accountable. Well, on Sundays, it shouldn't be viewed any other way, but you shouldn't be forced to feel like you're forced to go. You should wake up and be in a place where you're ready to run out the door and go. But you've got to get out of that, I guess, that mindset of, hey, church is optional for me on Sundays. I need a little bit more of a break, or maybe it's raining outside. I don't want to get out and do it. You're looking for excuses and obstacles to find to keep you from going.
A big part of being happy in your life is to love your job, to get up and can't wait to get there. If you love going to church, you won't have to compromise it.
You won't.
I saw the light over there. One more thing, and I know I speak for both of us. Our church is going to set a goal, and we're going to make a commitment. We're going to strive to have an outreach into our at-risk young people in the city of Alex City. And we're not going to talk about details, but when you talk about goals,
right.
We want to reach.
A big one.
We got a lot of kids that are hurting, Brett. You know that.
We do, and we've got a massive announcement that will be coming down the line in due time, and I'm hoping sooner than later.
When you say that's a goal for our church.
Oh, it's going to be the one that blows it off the map.
That's what we hope.
So we're excited about it, and we'll be giving you more information, but you're right. There's a lot of people hurting out there, and we want to make sure, we have part of the solution. And we're not part of it.
We got the solution.
And we're not part of it.
We just got to get it out there.
Well, Happy New Year, Coach. Good to be with you.
You too, Brett.
Looking forward to a great 2024, and we're looking forward to seeing you back again this time next week. Again, hope everybody has a great week.
Thankful for you. Thanks.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.